I suppose the aspect that we were most interested in was in speeding up our project delivery.
Yeah.
You know, I think our initial projects were taking longer than we'd expected, and I think we were very interested in any approach that would reduce the time.
Yeah.
And that was our original thinking, but I think it's given us an awful lot more than that, particularly around acknowledging the deliverables at an earlier stage. So, like Belinda was saying, looking at your measure and analyse, and the facts you find out there that people didn't already know, and presenting them back to them at an earlier stage rather than waiting until the end of the project and achieving the goal. So it's acknowledging those smaller deliverables really throughout, up front, I suppose, or earlier on in the process.
And the first project that we did, that we actually decided to stop at Analyse, the real benefit there was, firstly, we stopped at Analyse, but we stopped really quickly. So we didn't spend a long time getting to stop at Analyse.
Sure.
And despite the fact that we stopped at Analyse, we delivered back to the business some important information about that particular process in terms of projections of it over time and how it would impact on the business. So there was a situation where people were worried about this process. It was taking up too much time. There was too many people involved in it. It turned out it wasn't really taking up as much time as people thought, and it also turned out that the potential for it to, I suppose, get worse over time wasn't supported by the facts. In fact, eventually over time the process will actually become insignificant and die out due to the population that it's serving. So I think it was valuable for us to deliver that back to the business, but the most important thing about it was we did it quickly. So we started a project, finished it at Analyse, got it all over in 3 sprints.
How many projects have you run through this process now?
So, like I said, we would start with one and do one in its entirety, and then we kind of rolled in 4 or 5.
Wow.
4 or 5. That was to get to the end of the year. So, starting our 2018 projects now, we will be doing this.
We will be, yes,
definitely.
You've sort of seen this new agile thing, and you've really taken to it.
Oh yeah,
incredibly well.
Yeah.
And what would your advice be then for other continuous improvement practitioners?
I would definitely tell people to do it, and don't worry too much. So like literally, we knew nothing. Like, I knew what it meant, and I knew our IT department did it. So we knew nothing. So some of the other people who came on the 2 days had a bit of knowledge, or knew something about it. We knew nothing. So I suppose after 2 days, what did we know? A little bit. But then, having met our own internal person, we kind of decided not to worry about it too much, how much we knew, how much we didn't know. We just thought, we'll just give it a go.
Just get stuck into it.
And see
that's
what
the way to
happens.
learn.
But advice, though, for future participants on your course, as I was saying in the presentation, come to it with a project and a little bit of prep work done on the project. I think that will absolutely...
we got an awful lot out of that. So we had a few meetings about the project. We were fairly certain what the problem was. We knew a bit about the process, and it enabled us to ask better questions in the 2 days. So we were kind of ready to go.
And can I just say one other thing? We didn't. We still used the DMAIC approach. It didn't take from that at all.
Good.
We just so the Lean, we still applied our Lean Six Sigma methodology to the project. We just used,
that didn't change at all.
The Agile just complemented it. Showing them a photograph, like I put up just there, of how our board looks. And
fantastic.
That's a very effective way, I think.
And it's also quite efficient, because we don't bother. Like when we had a team meeting before, like maybe somebody would take notes and write it down and take the actions and stuff like that. We don't do that anymore. So if you have a board, we just take a photo of it and off we go. So
upload it onto our SharePoint so everyone has access to it.
Superb.